haven't been living under a rock over the past year, you probably have heard about the Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. From her iconic outfits to becoming the biggest grossing tour in history, this tour has been pretty hard to miss. Good morning, I'm Mariah Moore, a Wright student in the Media Communications program at Southern Indiana Career and Technical Center. I'm here with a radio in depth project that I would now like to share with you. I'd be lying to you if I didn't admit that I'm a hardcore Swiftie. If you see me in my car, I'm probably having a Taylor Swift jam session, and believe me, I was fighting the great war for tickets on Ticketmaster. Even if you are anti-Tay-Tay, you can't deny she has got her grasp on every generation. This T-Swizzle craze has been going on for almost 2 decades now. The question is, how has she stayed relevant when so many artists in this generation fade? Taylor Swift has learned the industry's secret, that you either have to change to stay afloat or drown amongst the music. For those of you who didn't know, Taylor Swift started out as a country star before she became the pop star we know today. Over the past 17 years, she's released 10 unique albums and 3 re-recordings. This all led to the creation of the Eras Tour. Throughout the 3-hour show, Swift changes into a new outfit as she transitions through all 10 eras. These outfits aren't just meant to be pretty, they are meant to tell a story. Think of how she started, the all-American country girl next door, with the big curly hair and the cowgirl boots. You can even see this in her music. In her first single, Tim McGraw, she sings, "I hope you think that little black dress." She didn't just wear the outfits, but she sang about them. As she went into her fearless era, she started to wear the looks you saw many country stars wearing at the time, but with her own little twist by making the outfits less designer and more Walmart. Swift was showing that she's just an ordinary girl, which is what we were looking for in the 2000s. In You Belong With Me, she sings, "She wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts." Swift is telling you plainly, I'm not like the popular girls, I'm like you. This push of being the ordinary girl may have been just the thing to have her become the youngest ever to win a Grammy. In 2010, she released her 3rd album, Speak Now. Swift went through many styles through this era, from big fairy tale princess dresses to the revenge-seeking ex in black. In the end, she went back to her tried and true, the country girl next door. But she learned fast that every time she went back to this style, it worked less and less. By 2011, Taylor Swift was becoming old news. She needed to change or drown amongst the music. She chose to change. In 2012, Swift underwent a complete makeover and entered the red era. Goodbye big curly hair and cowgirl boots, and hello to bangs and black leather loafers. Swift left her faded blue jeans behind and looked forward to dress up like hipsters. This was during the height of Instagram's popularity, where all the rage was hashtag Throwback Thursday and old retro photographs. Swift embodied the vibes of the time. She was now set as a music icon. Swift was ready to leave her country roots behind her and rebrand as a pop star. 2014 was the start of the 1989 era. So she cut off all her hair to a long bob, put on her red lip classic thing that you like, and rosy cheeks. She fully embraced the vintage city chic vibes. Her career exploded. She wanted you to remember her standing in a nice dress or being that girl in a tight little skirt because she's never going out of style. Swift was the down-to-earth influencer that you wanted to be friends with as she took over the Polaroid style of Instagram and Tumblr post. After 1989, Swift hid from the public eye for 3 years, so she knew she had to make a big comeback. She traded in her bright colors and vintage styles for black and dark grunge. She believed if they wanted to call her a villain, she'll give them a villain. Swift took the persona of more rock and roll rather than her typical pop princess. She was ready to go to war. This was the opening of the Reputation era. The old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. Why?
Oh, 'cause she's dead.
Swift buried her old self and gave life to a new and improved version of herself. I could go on and on about how many times Swift reinvented herself, from the rainbow explosion of the Lover era to the cottagecore of the Quarantine album sisters, Folklore and Evermore, and now the lavender haze of the 70s glam for her most recent album, Midnights. Taylor Swift's music is definitely iconic, but without her reinventing herself, she would have likely faded with time. Swift laid the groundwork, and then, just like clockwork, the dominoes cascade in a line. We should have known the entire time that Taylor Swift was the mastermind. I'm Mariah Moore, and thanks for listening to My Radio in Depth.